I'm back again. This is your girl, Juliana OLUBU. This is Married Medicines, and today's Q&A is sent by a man asking what to do in a situation like this. As we start, I pray that the Lord God Almighty will speak through me, and you will richly be blessed. And for those that will be going through this as well, or you are going through it, please let's learn from this. All right. Okay, please don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel. It's very important. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to press your notification button. Please do that. We'll really appreciate you, and you can share with others as well to benefit from this. This is your girl one more time, Juliana OLUBU. Welcome back. On today's topic is a serious topic, and is a big concern. Of course, every topic in the marriage, every issue going on in marriage, or you're about to get married, or in any relationship, it is very important for us to be clear at the beginning of the relationship. It's very, very vital to be clear about it. So on today's topic, it was said, the man said, my wife's parents give our money to buy things we cannot afford. Okay, my wife's parents gives our money to buy things we cannot afford. That means what they cannot afford as a family, the husband, the wife, then the girl's parents keeps giving the girl, money to do things that they cannot afford on their own. The first thing I really want to talk about here is I want to be I want, as the man who sent it and everything, because one thing is he lamented so much, saying, oh, I'm not happy with this arrangement, and I'm mad, that he's really mad about it. What now? He's asking, should I call them to please, to tell them to leave us alone? All right. Or he's saying, okay, we can take care of ourselves, we can take care of our needs when we live according to our income without their intervention. Okay, he's saying, I wish they could just let us run our lives. That's the way he's feeling. No, he's feeling like, okay, they should just leave us alone. They should just let us live our lives. They should let us live by what we have, what we can afford. But there are three ways to this thing. There are three ways to it, because when you're looking at it in that context alone, it might not be so. It might not be the way you are feeling as the man. So it's very important to put it down and say, okay, why am I feeling this way? Why is my wife acting this way? Or why is my family acting this way? All right. Okay. And the man is saying, I feel worthless. Like I'm feeling alone. I'm feel worthless, that I'm not man enough. You get what I mean? That I'm not man enough. Like, how can my wife's parent keeps giving her even what we cannot afford? Is different from helping them, okay, on important things. I'm just trying to expand this. All right. So, but on today, I will put it in very easy and simple context in three different ways. I will talk to, first of all, I will talk to advice to the parent of your wife, and secondly, advice to your wife. And the third one is advice to you as the husband. Because in this case, looking at it, then I think the three of you as a body, like three family, you guys are all involved in this, and you have one thing or the other that you have to put in place to make things work. I don't really see it as a very big issue or a big deal if the communication can be well, put forward, understand? So now, my advice to the parent, first of all, now, for the parent, remember that your son, that your daughter's husband is also your son now. That means your son-in-law is also your son now. If you really want to put it the way it should go, is your son now, because the Bible says in Matthew 19:5, and said, for this reason, a man shall leave his father and his mother and be joined to his wife. Okay, in some version, and be cling to his wife. I think King James can be cling to his wife. And the two shall become one flesh. So that's the first thing first. As the parent, you have to know that. Now, I'm talking in the aspect of the positive side. You have to know that they are married now. So whatever you want to do for them, you have to involve both of them. Whatever you want to do for your daughter, you have to involve both of them. It will be better to support them as a family. Okay? Please, parents, it's very important if you have passion for your daughter, or maybe that's what you've been doing. You get what I mean? Because for the positive side, for the good intention, it might be what you've been doing. It might be that you guys are very, rich, and or even the parent might not even be there anymore in some cases. All right. Like, okay, maybe as the part of the property that she owned as the daughter of that family. So maybe every month they have something that the salary that they are giving to her already, or is part of the plan of the parents, or that's how they give them every month, and they are used to it. You get what I mean? So because of that, it's very difficult for them to just snatch that away from her. But if that has been happening, that's why I said the communication is very important. If that has been happening, then you must have known before you getting married to her. Because that's what courtship is for. You need to know, you need to have known that, okay, my wife gets so amount from the parent as part of, okay, that's what they've been giving them. They give them salary. The parents are very rich, so that's what they've been doing. Then that shouldn't be an issue, okay? Because you must have known, you must have discussed about it, and you should be even grateful about that. That, okay, of course, my wife is getting something, being the parent of so, and that's what they've been doing before they get married. Because the truth be told, they can't say because their daughter is married now, they will now cut her off from the family tradition or from the family rights that she has. You get what I mean? If that's the case, then you guys need to sit down and talk about it, and see what you can do. And as the parents as well, even though you expect your daughter, maybe if that's what you do, I'm saying if that's what you do, I'm talking about good intention, because I know that a lot of people, a lot of parents, they have good intention. They might not know how to go about it. They might not know how to say, okay, I want to call my husband's my daughter's husband to tell him, or things like that. But what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. Whatever you want to do for your daughter, you have to let the husband be known about it. All right. So, but if those things are not there, then I will still talk about that. That means there must have been an issue for that to be happening. That's, parents just giving your daughter, you thinking maybe she's not okay, or the husband is not taking care of her very well, something like that. That's on a different note. Okay, so because of that, I will advise the parent, if you want to do that, it's part of the tradition, and please, you need to let the husband into it. You can't keep pumping, money, finance, or things like that to your daughter without the husband's knowing about it. So please get that. God bless you. And on the negative part, I want to talk on the negative part. Now, before I will jump on the negative part, it's also on the positive side. If you are the type of parent that think the husband does not worth your daughter, or the husband is not taking care of your daughter very well, the help that you can do, because I'm talking about the good parents who have good intention, what you can do is, if you can help your daughter's husband, for maybe if he knows about how to a contract, or get to know what they do. Of course, you must have known all that, what he does, like for a living. So you can help them, maybe business, or give them a good job or something. Then that way, the husband will know that, okay, I'm part of this family. They are just helping us, to live a better life. Because I'm thinking, if the girl is coming from a very rich home, and she's just used to a lot of things going on in her life, and she's getting married to you, you can't just say, okay, I just want to stop you because I'm your husband, so it's whatever we have that will manage. If the parents are supporting in a good way, in a positive way, not to intimidate the husband, then that's a good one. All you guys need to do is to sit down together. And parents, I'm talking to the parent right now, please call your husband's daughter. Let him know that it's not that you're neglecting him, or you want to intimidate him, or you're thinking is not doing enough for your daughter, let him know that you are only trying to help them as a family. And for you to do that, the husband has to be known, he has to be involved in what you are giving to your daughter. All right. Now, on the negative part, we need to be very careful about this. Okay, we need to be very careful about that. Now, on the negative part, your intention must not be to spite your daughter's husband. Be careful. Be careful that what you're giving your daughter is because you think, oh, that useless man that you married, I told you not to marry him. Now look at you. You are not even living well. Your daughter might not even cry to you, but you might be thinking they are not living well and things like that. That's not a good one. Okay, so if you are the type of parent that you're doing that, please desist from it. You might be thinking you are protecting your daughter. You might be thinking, oh, okay, I'm just helping them. You should be happy that we are giving our wife, we are giving his wife something, to keep up herself. But the truth of the matter is we are trying to separate them. That's how it is. That's how it will look. If you look at it yourself, even as the father, looking at you and thinking, okay, somebody, your parents, your own parent as the father, helping you to take care of your wife and the kids. Just look at the way you will feel as a father or as the mother. Look at the way you will feel that, okay, your husband is running every time to the parents, or you running to your parents. How will your husband feel? Please, so whatever we are doing, let's put it to ourselves and feel like, okay, I'm doing this thing. How will I feel if I'm in the shoes of this person? Don't spite your husband. Don't spite your daughter's husband. Don't try to bring him low just because you feel to you is not man enough. So if you are doing that to your daughter to spite the husband, that's the wrong one. Please desist from it. Desist from it. If you really want to help them genuinely, call both of them. See what you can do for them as the family. See what you can do for them to increase in whatever they are doing, to improve in whatever they are doing. Or if you are doing it because of your grandkids, you want them to go to good school, you still need to involve the husband so that everything will be that you're doing the right thing. You might not count it, but now you've heard that is very wrong. You can't be doing that to your daughter. The only reason why you can do that to her, be giving her something, is when you know that the husband is not responsible. If the husband is not responsible, if the husband is not taking care of his responsibility, or he's doing something outside, or he's cheating, or he's spending money on something that he's not supposed to, and is neglecting your daughter and your grandkids, then you still have to call him. You still have to let him know your intention, what you're trying to do to help the family, or in any way you want to rescue your daughter. You still have to get him involved in this case. The only thing that you can do without getting him involved is when it's an abuse. Okay, I'm not even if it's an emotional abuse. Even if it's an emotional abuse, you still have to call the husband. Now, if it's a physical abuse, then if you've called him, you've warned him, and he's not doing anything, then take your wife away. Take your daughter away until you will go for counseling and do the needful before you will release your daughter to him back. Except that, but because so I'm trying to just put everything together, because I know some people might say, oh, I have reason, oh, she doesn't understand how the husband is treating my daughter. And we can't be looking at her like that, to die in agony, in pain, and also we have to stand up and help our daughter. If that's the case, it's a different case. But based on the question that this man asked, he's not an abusive man, and it's not that, but I just have to put those things out there so you can know what to do as a parent if you're in this kind of situation. All right, I don't intend to stay long here, but it seems we need to talk about what we need to talk about, because I know that this helps a lot of people. And I really want to thank for those of you coming every time for this question, and for bringing out this question, coming with your concern and your worries. And for those of you also sending text messages, the calls, and saying thank you, that it's been helpful, and things, things are getting better, that a lot of text messages, a lot of messages. We really appreciate you, but the most of all, really appreciate God for wisdom, and for you as well taking it as a responsibility, that you really want to change the things that are not the wrong thing happening in your marriage, that you really want to work on it. Because some people hear this as well, and they still do nothing, and they even call the person fool. Whoa, look at that person, he's a fool. Whoa, you know, they still do that. But for you to have to say, okay, I really want to work on my marriage, and I love this advice, and you're working on it, that's a good one. We appreciate you. God bless you. Please continue to work on your marriage. Continue to, you know, strive hard. Enjoy it as you're working on it. Enjoy it, and the Lord bless you. So now, so that's for the parents. That I've talked about the negative side, and I talk about the positive side. Okay, so your action and approach must not make your daughter's husband feel worthless. No man want to feel like that. So that's for the parents. If you have good intention, please, you have to involve the husband. It's very important. Let him know what the tradition is all about, or that's what you do, or it's part of the your girls how do I say it, is it property? No, not property. Will or something, that a written will or something like that, that you've put down for your daughter. It's very important. God bless you. So I really quickly want to move on to the wife. Advice to the wife. Now, advice to the wife. Okay, listen, girl. You are married now. Excuse me. You are no longer I, but we. Okay, so if your parents are really helping you, giving you stuff, or that's the way they do it, then you need to let your husband into it. You can't be doing that. Okay, involve your husband in your family tradition. But if that's not the case, if it's not a tradition, if it's the case that you going to your parents to complain to them, or you going to your parents to say, oh, you need something today, you need something yesterday. No, even if you want to do that, let it be known to your husband, like, okay, come together and agree that you want to do that. Okay, you have to agree with your husband that you want to ask for help from your parents. You can't just do it randomly. You can't say because, okay, your parents are this, your parents are that, then you just want to go ahead and just say, okay, Dad, Mom, I need something, and without your husband's involvement. Oh, okay, your husband can afford iPhone 13 or whatever now, but your husband can afford iPhone 10. I don't think that's bad, because it's not compulsory for you to use iPhone 13 at that time. Now, in another case, it might be the fact that, okay, your parent can say, oh, daughter, is that what you do? Do you need anything? Or they are giving it to you, or that's the way they give it to you. You are married now. You are not that little girl anymore. You are raising your family now. So you have to put it this way, that how would I feel if my daughter is going to, you know, my parents or my husband's family parents to say, oh, I want this, I want that. How will you feel as a mother? You will feel that you're not capable enough to take care of your family, to take care of your children. You get what I mean? So for that, you can't keep going to your parents. You can't keep asking them stuff behind your husband. So what I'm saying is, whatever you want to ask, okay, is possible. Make sure you involve your husband. Don't just let your husband come home and just see you using iPhone 13. Don't let your husband come home and just see you using a Mercedes Benz, or no, I don't know cars. So I just mentioned that. It doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't know about cars. So I just mentioned name. So, and your husband comes back from work, seeing you using Range Rover and things like that. And he goes like, where did you get this from? And, oh, daddy gave me. Oh, mommy gave me. That's wrong. That's wrong. That means there's something wrong in that marriage. That means there's no transparency. Because there's no way your parents will give you that kind of a thing without the involvement of your husband. Without telling your husband that they want to do something like that. Because even if you are not having problem in your family, anybody can give anybody gifts. Family can give themselves gifts. Family can exchange gifts. As this season now, you know, celebrating our Lord Jesus Christ, a Christmas period, people give themselves gifts. If that's the case, it's a different thing. But you, every time, you know, going to your parent coming to rescue you without the involvement of your husband, hello, girl, grow up. Okay? Grow up. You can't do that. That's a bad. That's a no. All right, that's a no. How would you feel if you are the husband and that is happening? You are the man. What would you have done? Your wife going to to her parents to request for help every time. Especially, he said, for things that you cannot afford as a family. Okay, so if you know that as for you and your husband, you can't afford that thing, if what you are going to your parent to request for is something that will benefit yourself, your husband, and your child or your kids, or that will benefit you as a family, is a different thing, and your husband is, knows about it, of course, that's great, that's fantastic. But if you are just doing it to make it feel like, oh, you are not man enough, at least, or you can't take care of me, but my parent can take care of me, and for that reason you think you can use anything, you can buy anything, no, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. That's a no. Please deviate from it and make sure you change. All right. So if you keep going to your parent, let your husband knows about it. Agree together. If he says no, if you say, both of you says no, then no is no. Manage what you have. Because if your parent, if they don't manage what they have, how will you be so proud to be going to them? So now you are building a new family. So what you should do is work with your husband, sit together, and make sure that you build your own family with your husband and your children, and see how things will work out for you. So in the future, you can be proud as a parent as well, that you are taking care of your family. All right, so you need to be careful. Okay, you cannot treat your husband with no respect because your family supports you. All right, because of your family support, you can't do that. Have you been going? Then another thing I want to ask, have you been going to your parents to continue to make the request? If you are the one going every time to make the request, that's not good enough. That is not good enough. If you want to make a request, if it's very important that you really need help in the family, of course, you and your husband can go to your parents. Because one thing, the truth of the matter is, what family are for. The reason why family are together is to help each other. So if you are struggling in that marriage, even you can even leave it to your husband to go to the parents, because we are one family. It's supposed to be one family. There's nothing should be like, oh, your in-law, my in-law. I know a lot of things goes on now, but the truth of the matter is, how God designed it is for everybody to be able to do one thing together and help ourselves and make things work and make family is sweet. It's not something that is difficult. It's not something to cry about. It's not something, to wail about. It's something to be joyful about. So make sure you work with your husband. You're not a baby girl anymore. If your parents are helping you, make sure they help you as a family, not as yourself, not as I, but as we. You have your husband, you have your kids. You can't keep doing that. So please learn from that and make sure you beg your husband, apologize to him. If you don't mean it the way I've said it, or you just don't count it, like, oh, but they are my parents now. They look at me and see that I need stuff, and they're giving it to me. What's the big deal about it? What's the big deal? Are you saying my parent cannot help me? Oh, so you want me to suffer in your house? Oh, because am I the one that could buy any? Like, am I the one that says you don't have enough? My parent can afford it. Let them buy it for me. No, that's selfish. If your parent really want to help you, let them help you as a family, not you. Except, I'll keep saying that, except if you as the husband, as the man who sent this message, you are not responsible, then I think you caused that yourself. But if you are responsible, if your husband is responsible, but just that you can't afford something, no matter how rich you are in life, in this world, there will be one thing or the other that you will need help for. Sometimes it might not be money, okay? But nobody in this life can have everything. Nobody. There will be a part of something that you will need somebody to help you without even the involvement of money. All right? So please deviate from this. Stop bringing your husband down if that's your intention, or you're trying to make him strong. So by threatening him with your parents' wealth, or with you going to your parents every time to ask for help without the involvement of your husband, then that's a wrong. Think about how you will feel if you're the man, or if your daughter, or if your husband is doing that to you. Put yourself in your husband's shoe and see that it pinches a lot. So be careful what to say. Be careful what you ask your parents. If you want to ask, make sure you get your husband involved. And if your husband is not responsible, or you've been getting him involved and he keeps squandering the money, doing whatever with it or something like that, then come back and ask more questions. And I promise you, God will not fail you. He will speak through us and will be able to tell you what to do, where to go, and how to go about it to enjoy your marriage. Please support your husband. Help him understand the roles. And if you're the one going to your parent, because you can't just get over the fact that your husband is not as rich as your parents, everything is not money. Your parents can't sleep with you. Your parents can't sex you. So you can't say, okay, since I can get this from you on the sex part, okay, it's okay. But when it comes to finance, you are not okay. So let me go to my parent for that. No, you can't eat your cake and have it. Work with your husband. Sit down. Apologize to him. Let him know if that's not your intention. But if that's what you're doing, then please stop it. Stop it today. Stop it today. But if that's not what you're doing, or you don't just count it, it's not a big deal to you, please let him know, because of the way he's feeling. All right. Now, my advice to the husband. Girl, I hope you heard this. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't use your parent to intimidate your husband. Don't do that. Okay? So, I want to ask you this. Are you saying if your husband is very rich, will you still be going to your parent to do that? Because if you still go to your parent to do that, that means that's a tradition. That means that's how they give you month to month, back to back. That's part of the thing that you do in your family. That's how your parent gives you money every month. That's a different thing. All right, you can't keep going to your parents every time for help. Sit with your husband and work things out. But if your husband is not improving, if he's bad, then seek for help. We'll be here to help you. Now, moving on to the husband. Even though you are the one that sent the question, like you are the one that is so concerned and worried about it, and please, for both of you, if you need help for counseling, please get in touch. It's very important. Get in touch. All right, just like the way you did for this, get in touch with your wife. We can speak to both of you and your kids. All right. So now, advice to the husband. On the positive side, be patient. Yes, that's number one. Be patient. 2, because before you get married, you must have seen these traces. How did you handle it? Or did they just started happening all of a sudden? And you're thinking, no, I can't take this anymore. Okay? So, but if not, then be patient. Okay? Call your wife, and discuss your feelings with her. Call your wife, discuss with her. Tell him how you're feeling about the whole thing, about the whole situation. It's very important. Don't think she should know what to do, because most of the time that's a problem in marriage. Oh, the wife will say he should know what to do. The husband will say she should know what to do. The husband will say, oh, is that what your other whatever are doing in their husband's house? The wife will say, oh, is that what other men are doing to their wives? All those things doesn't work, okay? Things are different. Everybody have the way they do their things in their home. Face your own, sit down and work on it. Now, back to the husband. Be patient with your wife. Call your wife and discuss how you're feeling with him. Seek to discover the expectation. Seek to discover the expectations that your in-laws may have for you both. Okay? Call the attention of your wife's parents. Yes, call them. Tell them how you're feeling about it. Especially if their girl is coming home to intimidate you with those responsibilities that they are doing, call them, let them know. Okay? Let them know. That's a person. Be patient. Be patient. Call your wife. Explain to her the way you're feeling about the whole situation. Going every time for school fees, for that, for this, for that, for all those things. For things that are not even important, okay? For things that you just want to feel among, or tell her, okay? Tell her. So when you talk to her about everything, like you don't like it, call her attention. Be patient at the same time. You have to be patient, especially if that's what she's used to. You have to be very patient with her so she can grow, out of those things. But if not, then you still need to be patient as well. Anyway, you need to be patient and just try as much as you can. Call the parent. Let them know how you're feeling about it. Okay, get their intention. Like, why are they doing that? Okay, you need to dig deep why they are doing it. If it's for to spite you or to help you. And they might not be doing it in the way you feel that is right, but the fact remains that they are helping you. Okay, so please call your in-law, explain to them how you're feeling, not in a rude way, not in arrogance, but call them and explain to them how you're feeling, and be patient with your wife, and also let your intention known to them, and your wife as well. Tell her how you're feeling, and and I hope everything will be all right. Okay, don't be expecting too much immediately, because it might aggravate something. They might feel like, okay, what do you want? I don't understand. Are you saying my parents should not help me? Or are you saying I can't go to my parents to ask for things? Or what are you talking about? I don't understand. What can you speak? Can you, as in, I don't get. You get what I mean? I don't get. Yes, she can react like that, because she might just be thinking like, I don't understand what this man is saying. Like you talking to me? Like, so I shouldn't go to my parents for help? And if you're saying I shouldn't go to my parents for help, then provide those things for me. What can you do? All right, so you need to check and see why those things are happening. Then on the negative side, as a man, come closer. Let me explain this to you. Sometimes you need to check yourself. Okay? Now, do not just be rebellion unnecessarily. You need to check yourself why it's getting you so mad that your parents, your wife's parents, okay, are helping or giving out what you cannot afford as a family. You need to make sure that what you're feeling is not jealousy. You need to check yourself that what you're feeling is not arrogance. You need to check yourself and know that what you're feeling is not low self-esteem. You need to check yourself that what you're feeling is not borrow me some other, that you are not just like you feel. Okay, let me ask you this. If the support is coming from your own parent, will you still feel the same way you're feeling right now? Yes. Like the way you're feeling right now, like you feel like you're not man enough. If the help is coming from your parent as the man to you, that they rescue you every time, will you still be feeling the way you are feeling right now? Okay, even if the one coming from your parent is maybe negative on a positive side, or to tell you that, oh, look at you, we train you after, or you are still coming to us, and they still keep giving you, or on the positive side to support you, whichever one they are doing, will you still feel the same way you're feeling right now? Or is it the ego that is troubling you, like, hey, is it because they are rich? How can they just be helping me? How can they just be giving my wife something I can't even afford for her? Babao. You get what I mean? And the parent might be saying, okay, keep doing what you're doing. Let's help you to send your kids to good school. That's what I'm saying. You have to sit down, all of you, and talk about this and see what is behind the reason why that is happening. All right. And also, you need to speak to your wife, and your wife too. You need to sit down together. As a girl, please, you to sit down. Stop intimidating your husband. Okay. Even if you want to ask for help, if you want to ask for something, involve your husband in it. And as a man, don't say no because it's coming to your prayer. What do you mean? You want to go and ask them that, do you want me to feel low? You want me to feel that I can't take care of you? Don't. So I'm saying, check if it's arrogance, check if ego, check if it's low self-esteem, check if it's jealousy. If those things are not in place, if you are very sure of yourself that those things are not the reason why you're so mad about your wife's parent helping you, then you need to all sit down as a family and let them know that whatever you can bring into the table, as long as your wife is comfortable to some extent, and as long as your kids, maybe the school they are going is what you can afford now, but it's still a good school, of course, you can sit down with them and talk about it. All right? So, I hope we've been able to answer your question, and I hope this has helped you. And for those of you going through this thing as well, I hope this can help you. All right? Be patient with each other. Communicate. Don't communicate about other family, what they should do and what they should not do. Communicate about your family, what you should do and what you should not do. When we talk about communication, I know a lot of people say, oh, but with my husband, he's very outspoken, we talk every time, he tells me his feelings. But you might be doing that on the wrong way. What do I mean by that is you can talk about other family that are not doing things in this manner, this is what they should do, this is what they should not do, and everything. You might not communicate about both of you. You might not communicate about your own family, about each other. How do we put these things in place? How do we do this? Can't you imagine? Most of the time, everybody has one thing to say. Everybody has one right thing to say, or one thing to say. Everybody, oh yeah, word, deep. But deep, word. At the end of the day, even your marriage is not going well. So what is wrong? Something is wrong somewhere. So communication is not you communicating, gossiping about other people. It's talking about both of you and working on each other and see where things are not going well and correct it. So for you as the man, make sure that all the things that I've mentioned are not the reason why you're rejecting their help. If your wife is just like, a spoiled brat, that's what she's used to, sit down together with them and see how you can correct her. Listen to me. And also how you can manage and how you can make her feel, or how you can let her know that she needs to do some certain things to help the family, both of you, to sit down together and say, okay, how do we build our own family? How do we build this family? Just like what they've done. You get what I mean? So please, as a man, I said it earlier, be patient. Call your your wife's family, talk about it. Tell your wife how you're feeling, not in a bad way, not in a very aggressive way, in a very sweet and nice manner. Let her feel the way you're feeling low and feeling mad about it. But on the other hand, make sure it's not because you're jealous. Make sure it's not, make sure it's not jealousy. Make sure it's not arrogant. Make sure it's not low self-esteem. Make sure it's not the ego. Make sure and check yourself that if the help is coming from your parents, will you still feel the same? Because if you say your wife's parents are yours now, you are family together, I don't see anything wrong or anything bad about it. But if your girl is not doing it in the right way, I talked about the woman, I talked about the family, and please let's learn from all of this and let's make things right. Let's be happy. Marriage is sweet. I will tell you 2 million times. Marriage is very interesting. And don't forget that whatever that God established, you cannot find fault in it. You cannot say, oh, he should have done it this way. Oh, he should have done it that way. He's a perfect God, and anything he has done, he makes them perfect. So we should work on how to enjoy what he has given to us free of charge. Okay, as I come your way next time, this is your girl Juliana OLUBU. This is Married Medicines. Please don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to press the notification button for all the questions. And for those of you who have sent questions, sorry that we've not gotten to answering your questions. We will get to it, okay? So keep praying for us. The Lord bless you and keep you. May he make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Your family is blessed in the name of Jesus. I pray for you that what you have heard today, you'll be able to make use of it. It will germinate and it will yield good fruit in your family, in your marriage. I pray for God intervention in that home in the name of Jesus. Amen. All right, stay blessed until I come your way next time. This is your girl, Juliana.